Hey, hopefully everyone can hear me. Let me get some links. How do I invite people to this thing? I'm going to go ahead and post this over in the event. So over in the event, I just shared the link in case anyone's looking for it. Come join the Hangout. So that's going. Feel free to join in. This says I don't have any viewers, so I think I'm good. How's this work? Can you hear me? Okay, I got 4 viewers. If you're viewing this and you want to jump in, I pasted the link to join the Hangout on the event page on Google+. I'll go ahead and paste over here into the Hangout. Hopefully you guys can see that as well, those who are watching this live. If you want to jump on and give us a chat, that's totally cool too. Let's give everyone a few more seconds. We're about 5 minutes in. Let's give them a minute or two to jump in. So, yeah, and those on the chat, if anyone else is asking, feel free to jump in and answer for me. The link's there. Looks like we got 8 viewers, 6 viewers. If anyone could chat in the chat just so I can see if it's working, please do it so I can see that we actually got two-way communication going on. I'm not talking to myself. Hey, Dave. Dave's here. You're muted, so I can't hear you.
Now.
There you go.
Hi, how are you doing, Aaron?
Good, man. How you doing?
Fine. I think that there is a problem with the link. You know, there was some confusion about the final link. Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Fine. I think that there is a problem with the link. You know,
one of you guys is watching this live as well as chatting with me because I can hear echo.
Final link. Oh, Carrie.
I think it's you, Sharzad.
Hi. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what the questions are. I just wanted to come in and let all the extended organizers ask their questions. So please go ahead and feel free to start asking them. And then if anyone has got the event link, if anyone's on the event page, please look at the Hangout link there because go ahead and join on there and then just chat or ask your questions on there. It'll make it a lot easier. Okay. So Dave, you want to be the first guy to ask some questions?
Oh. Well, I already asked, but I think it's almost everything is more clear. But for example, from here, from Spain and Barcelona, we have some issue about the time zone, you know, so it will be like 2 hours more late. So my question is more about if the keynotes will be available very easy, you know. I mean, for example, when Brad will talk, you know, when we finish, the video will be already available, or we need to wait more time, you know, just to get the feed of the video.
So in the years past, every year till now, how that's worked is the streaming company, the guys streaming it, as soon as the one session's done, there's like a 5-minute break after the talk. And so they'll go ahead and they put up this interim slide. They stop streaming. There's just kind of a slide that gets streamed while we're on a break. And during that 5-minute break, they go ahead and cut the video, upload it to the YouTube account. And so just as long as it takes to upload and process on YouTube, so maybe 10, 15 minutes after the talk is over. So I think you'll be fine. This is how they've done it every year so far. Pending any technical difficulties, that's exactly how it's going to work again this year. Usually the talks, usually the talks are online within 5 to 10 minutes after they're done.
Okay, so it's nice because if we are waiting just 2 hours, we will have everything ready then.
Yeah, totally.
And
So, so good.
and my last just question is about regarding the t-shirts. I thought that we had like some connection, and you asked about if we had camera, and just saying hi. I would like to know if that it's the first day, it's in the 4th of May, or if it will be on the 5th. That maybe you will do all the fair day and.
If we do it, it will be on the first day, sometime probably before the morning break. I'm not really sure if I'm not really sure. We haven't really talked about if we're definitely doing that. We did it last year, but we may just talk about everyone and kind of say hi. Probably definitely say hi to the ng-conf cinema that you guys are doing over there. So, especially how you guys are 2 hours behind, I'm not sure that we'll do. I mean, I'm not sure we'll do one. We'll probably, if we do one, it will probably be a live one, just so that like they're watching it with us, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Um, Let me give you guys a couple. Let me give you some links. I know you're gonna get an email with all these links, but let me go ahead and copy them out real quick. I know you guys all want the links for the live stream. So Sunny gave me these links this morning. She wanted me to share them with everybody. So these links may change, but for now, these are the links that we're going to use. Let me go ahead and paste these into the Hangout real quick. One sec. Okay, they're over there in the chat. Feel free to copy them and email them to yourself or whatever. Share them with your friends. Those are the live streams. If you want those, if you don't really want to memorize those, or if you lose them, I wouldn't freak out. The morning of the conference, our site will have the embedded um, live stream on it, as well as underneath the embedded live stream. You can pause that, and underneath it, we'll have like the playlist of all the talks that have already happened. This is more like for what you want, Dave, where you're going to be 2 hours behind. You'll want to kind of just go down to the live or the playlist of all the today's videos, and you'll want to go ahead and play those back in order. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So that's what will be on the site. So you shouldn't miss anything. But if you did, it's all recorded, and I mean, I don't know of any other conference that gets their videos online as fast as we do. So it'll be pretty nice to have that for the extended people. Does anyone else have some questions so that we don't just have Dave take up everyone's time?
I guess Dave asked most of the question that everybody wanted to ask.
Okay, good.
I have a question. How is it going to work with the on Thursday? Are you guys going to have video streams for the various workshops and the fair day?
So we don't have. We could do that, but we currently weren't planning that. I can tell you what our plan is, and then we could maybe figure out how to do
What's up?
something different. But our current plan was.
Said you're making great progress. I'm proud of you.
Someone's making a lot of noise over there. There you go. Muted yourself. Okay. So a lot of what's going on. Can you guys hear me better now? Is that better? Okay, good. So a lot of what's going on Fair Day. So on Fair Day, there's 3 salons with workshops going on. There's a BattleBot competition where robots are like fighting each other and beating each other up. There's 4 rooms that have food, lots of food in them all day long. There's a room where people are going to be connecting to Spheros and writing little Sphero apps. If you're familiar with what a Sphero is, it's a little robotic ball that you can program. It's got a nice API. There's a room where you go get a massage. There's a whole room full of like balls and foam that you can just go jump in and like roll around, and there will be Nerf guns to shoot each other with. There's a room where you can take banjo lessons, or sorry, ukulele to learn how to play the ukulele. There's a room. where you can learn how to play a couple newer video games, and there's like rooms with a ton of stuff. So we are going to, and they're, yeah, we're trying to give the live stream a piece of all of that, and we only have 7.5 hours to get you guys a piece of it. So we have 100, and this took a lot of this year. Most of our planning, most of our effort this year went into Fair Day, and most of the most recent effort has gone into preparing what we're going to do for the live stream for Fair Day. So the people that are there at the conference aren't really going to see this live stream production going on. It's going to be fairly minimal as far as they're concerned, but we have 100 segments over 7.5 hours, which I don't think I've ever seen an event do 7.5 hours of live streaming segments that are shooting from the hip without any editing, really, and really kind of live event type things. Definitely, I don't think I've seen one, and definitely not at a tech conference. Even Google, who we took this extended model from, even Google doesn't do this for their extended events. Like have a roaming camera and put on a show. So we're trying to do more of kind of like, if anyone's familiar with like ESPN, they have kind of the Sports Center show where the commentators kind of sit around and they give you recaps of the games and they give you highlights. Then they pull in interviews and have some in-depth discussions. 1 second, someone's chatting me. Someone wants the link. 1 sec. To the Hangout. So yeah, that's what we're planning on doing. We'll have 2 guys that are at a reporting desk. They're really funny. You guys all know Dave Smith. He's pretty cool in the Angular community. He's the guy who gave the Angular 2 or Angular versus React talk last year at ng-conf. And then the other guy is Tom Valletta. He spoke at ng-conf year 1. Both of them are like super charismatic guys, and they're going to be taking you through everything that's going on Fair Day. So you'll have interviews with the entire Angular team, one team at a time over there. You'll have short interviews with the speakers. On the interviews with the Angular team, you can actually live tweet your questions. So make sure that you ask your people to go ahead and tweet them, and the hashtag that you'll need to tweet will be on the screen. They will be so just to kind of give you an update on the BattleBots. The BattleBots they're kind of robots the size of a trash can. I mean, fairly big robots, and they have like saws and fire and like hammers, and they're just trying to kill the other robot, right? So we have this 16 robot engineers are coming, and they're going to do a tournament. And every robot will be named after a JavaScript framework or library. So we'll have like an Electron bot, we'll have an Angular bot, we'll have a jQuery bot, we'll have a React bot, we'll have we'll have most of the major frameworks now and forever. It'll be really fun. So then there will just be a bracketed tournament where we'll have one winner, and it will be interesting, I think, for everyone there present and everyone on the live stream to kind of see, hey, who's winning? Like, did Angular win? Did jQuery win? Like, who wins? It'll be interesting. So the live newscast will have like constant updates from that, and it's just trying to give you guys. It's trying to give the live stream some of the value and some of the entertainment that people are getting at Fair Day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Sounds like I should have tried harder to actually be there.
Yeah. Well, I mean. Yeah, next year I think we're going to give to all the extended people, we're going to give them invites to an early round of tickets, so you don't have to fight the rush. Just because we really appreciate you guys putting on these extended events and helping us. We're kind of like partners growing the Angular community, and so we really appreciate the partnership and the camaraderie around this massive event, and it's exciting. I mean, I think every one of us knows that Angular is probably going to announce something cool at the conference, so we appreciate that you guys are helping get the publicity and the awareness around that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've tried to answer most of the things I can think about Faraday. I think everyone's got a pretty good grasp about day 1, day 3. I think it's that second day most of the questions are around. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and go ahead and ask.
Have you guys, hi, it's Ray here. I have a question about timing-wise. You guys talked about streaming the extended events back to the actual conference. Do you guys have a time round or any initial thoughts on that?
I don't understand the question. Streaming it back to the conference? Oh, streaming you guys to us?
Yes.
Oh, so we're looking for some. I mean, if we do it, and we did it last year, so I don't know. One second, Joe is supposed to be on here, and he's not, so I need to answer him to get him on here because Joe knows a lot of the questions I don't know. One second. It's extended office hours. Okay. Ask me your question again.
I was wondering what the timing is of the ng-conf event streaming the extended audiences.
So last year we did that. We said hi to, I think, someone in Brazil, maybe, and then someone in over in Virginia, and it was fun. I think it helped show. Like just how big ng-conf really gets. It's like totally global. So I mean, we have so much going on. We'll probably the night before, maybe on Monday. Actually, I'll have time on Monday. I'll email you guys, and I need you to respond quick. If you are going to be watching it live and you'll have a web camera, tell me, and then we'll pick among those, and we'll try and make it so that you can say hi. It will only be a couple of you, and I'm not trying to be prejudiced. Like, if you don't get picked, don't be mad. I'm not trying to be mean. If you have a red beard like me, I'll probably be biased towards that. But other than that, I don't really have a lot of biases. Or red hair, really, generally red hair. Okay, so I don't really know. That's probably what will happen Monday, just because things at work are chaotic. Because I'm trying to finish up where I go take a week off next week. It'll probably be Monday, so expect an email from me personally on Monday. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and it will have like just a Google form. Just fill it out, and then I'll just start a Hangout. You'll probably have to just chill on the Hangout muted for a few minutes, and then we'll bring you on the screen, and you can say hi. And it'll be super underwhelming for you, but hopefully it's kind of cool that you made it on the live stream. So yeah, that was a good question. Any other questions?
I had just one idea that it was for the people that we are not in time for joining you, on live stream, it will be like a little bit more late, a delay. It was that thinking about just doing a hangout also, like we are doing right now, with all the other groups that are doing and joining the extended. So it's like having something in parallel, that we can have open, and in any time anybody can join us. And also another thing was if you have think about setting up a Slack just for also sharing pictures or whatever, because maybe on Twitter it will be a little bit complicated, or I don't know if it will be like some special hashtag or whatever for the extended ones.
So here's what I'll recommend. We like Slack. We created a Slack, but Slack has some limitations around an event like this that we didn't want to bring everyone into. We didn't want to lose the 10,000. We didn't want to get into the 10,000 message history where messages start getting deleted after 10,000. We wanted it to be a little bit more long-lived. We also wanted people to be able to share their contact information a little better. So if you go to the App Store or the Play Store, there's actually a mobile app already in there, and it'll have a lot of real-time push notifications from us, the organizers, like if someone lost their phone or their kid or something, then we'll be doing those push notifications. It'll also be a way for people to chat and share photos generally. It has like some Slack-like channeling where you can just chat about certain things. But then there's also like you guys could see the map of what's going on at what times during Fair Day and to kind of have a better feel of what it's like. I don't know. It feels to me like if you wanted to share some conversations with the people there, that app would be good. As far as us hooking up some hangouts for you guys, I don't really know what to do about that. Why don't you send me an email about some ideas you have on that, and maybe we'll hook it up on Monday. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. Okay, cool. What else? And again, keep in mind this event. I think our number one event this year, our number one reason every year is to just prove how great the Angular community is. And as kind of cheesy as this sounds, I really think the awesomest thing, what makes Angular really awesome, is the community and not just the framework. And I think that because like I have friends who have gone to React and I've tried out React and the community is just not the same. And it's, I mean, how could the technology affect the people using it? That doesn't even make sense like when you think about it. So I don't really know what it is about the Angular community, but it's definitely special. And so we're just trying to help make the Angular community like help that shine. So and these ideas that we're throwing out there, they're just our ideas. If you guys have ideas of what I could do to make Extended better, I mean, I've got a few days left. I can try, but feel free to shoot me an email, aaronfrost@gmail, and I'll try to do it if I can, if it's feasible, and if it's not like $10,000, then I'll try and like make it happen. So yeah. Next question.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Hey, so my name's Laura. The way that we did it is we had people register individually for events so that we could manage the capacity of the room that we're having. And so is there any type of, some of the descriptions of the sessions look like if they're going to be coding actively along in the sessions and kind of going with it. Are there any project files, starter files, reference things, anything that we should send out and say, hey, come prepared, have X, Y, and Z on your computer ready to go?
Laura, you're asking about Fair Day, is that right?
No, so for all the sessions.
Okay, so most of the sessions, and I'm going to say 0 of the sessions on day 1 and 3, none of them will have like live coding. They'll all be, they're more just talks and they're not really hands-on things. But day 2 is where there will be some live things. Specifically, one of the main attractions at Fair Day is everyone here is probably familiar with John Papa. He's the guy who wrote the Angular Style Guide. He looks like Dave a little bit. Anyway, John Papa, he wrote this new, like it's the first app you'll ever write as Angular 2. Like it's called Tour of Heroes. And so we actually at ng-conf have a massive Tour of Heroes station where we want everyone at the event to complete it, and there will be lots of prizes given out from us at the Tour of Heroes station. It's probably going to be a good value add for you as extended organizers to try and set up some sort of incentive to get people to do the Tour of Heroes while they're at your event as well, just to kind of give them a feeling, like a different kind of sense of accomplishment other than they got to ask questions through Twitter to the Angular team, or they got to like really participate in all the events. If you had that, that would probably be a pretty cool value add. So I'll make sure, and I'll email tonight all the speakers and say, hey, I'm going to send a list to the extended of some things. If you would like a link to your GitHub repo on it, let me know, and then I'll probably try and curate that down to like 5 or 10 really good activities that you as organizers can try and get your groups to do on Fair Day. Does that sound cool? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, next question. Or Laura, did you have another question?
No, you're good. Thanks.
Okay. Crit, what's up? You're muted, bro. We can't hear you.
I'm actually Yep. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now you can.
All right. I'm actually in the same group as Laura. I'm at a different location, so I'm just kind of piggybacking on her questions. But I think the second day was also my major questions about how those sessions were going to go, um, and if we had choice of which of those sessions were going to be shown or that sort of stuff. So I think you talked about a little bit already, but if you could expand more on it, that'd be helpful.
Okay, so so there's three really big areas on Fair Day, as far as like just size of the room, and in those three areas there will be all day long 60-minute sessions of different things, and the biggest one will be like the Tour of Heroes room. And so people will just be able to come in every 60 minutes. Like if they missed this hour, they can come back in the next hour and do Tour of Heroes, or in 2 hours or in the afternoon. So we'll have a Tour of Heroes station that's just kind of open all day long. And there will be a lot of other types of events like that, like learn TypeScript in 60 minutes, or the native script team is going to do a 60-minute session on using Angular with native scripts to write native mobile apps, right? These are the kind of sessions that will be happening on Fair Day. And when we first started considering the live stream and the extended events, we considered just streaming several of those out, but then we realized how boring that was probably going to be, especially knowing like how many other cool things we were doing. We didn't really want what we didn't want was you guys to be like, why did you not show us any of the cool things? Why did you just show us like the boring stuff? So we were like, okay, what if we went full steam ahead? What if we got really invested in this and like hired like a news crew and had 3 like professional cameras roaming around with like 3 actual like anchor people walking around doing like interviews and showing off the different events and interviewing the Angular team and showing off the robot bracket, like the robot fights, and like, so because everyone's going to kind of have an interest in who won, which robot won, right? Like I know everyone's going to want to know. And so Joe joined. Feel free to unmute yourself, Joe, and start talking. Joe's one of the other ng-conf organizers who probably is, I mean, not probably, he's definitely the biggest guy to say thanks to for Fair Day. He put in a ton of work on Fair Day. So yeah, that's kind of what Fair Day, like Fair Day will be everywhere, like in person. So we're kind of gonna take you everywhere in person on Fair Day as well. We're not gonna put a 60-minute session on Fair Day. We're not gonna put you through that. Hold on, come again?
The podcast.
Oh, that's right. So is anyone here familiar with Angular Air, the podcast? Yeah. So okay, it's a podcast. Angular Air will be our live stream for an hour on Fair Day. So of the 7.5 hours, one of it will be the Angular Air, and they're going to do a lot of live interviews and get to see some stuff. But other than that, we're not going to like put the camera in front of the Tour of Heroes for 60 minutes and have you guys walk through it live for 60 minutes. It's going to be very, very action-packed, and like I said, 100. That might not sound like a lot of segments, but when you're Joe and me with 3 camera people, and you're trying to plan out 7.5 hours in 100 different segments, it's pretty manic and stressful. So
Yeah, I could imagine.
it's a lot. You guys are going to see a ton of stuff. We hope it's not too frantic and manic, but it should be a super big value add, and we think that it should be a lot of fun for you, extended events, to see the Angular team, like, and the Angular community chilling and playing around in this way. That makes sense?
I think it would be good. Yep, it does. I think it would be good to, if we could get some of those code, like you said, the Tour of Heroes, so that in our workshop during that time, we could also work on those on our own time and kind of work it out ourselves rather
That'd be a
than
really
just
good idea.
watching you guys do it.
Yeah, that. I don't know who recommended that. I think it was Laura, but I'm definitely going to send out an email with some links for you guys to have some live content at your events that people can be doing. I'll definitely make sure.
Cool.
The night before, we're having an Angular material workshop. I'll send you guys a link for that, and I'll make sure you get the Tour of Heroes link. And yeah, so. Good recommendation. Thank you.
Thanks.
Next question for Joe. Who hasn't asked a question? You're up. Matsumi.
All right. Actually, what time are you guys actually gonna start broadcasting every single day?
So that's 9 a.m. Mountain Time, which would be 11 a.m. Eastern Time. That's when the keynote will start. It'll run for approximately 45 minutes. It could be 40 minutes, it could be an hour, but approximately that. So the keynote will happen. That should be about 40 minutes itself. And then our MCs will get on for, I'm not sure how long, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe something like that, and just be explaining Faraday. At some point, either right before the MCs get on, or right after the MCs get on, because we're kind of decide if their explanations really have anything valuable for the people in the extended group. They probably do, but right as soon as they're done, so right around, I would think 9:50 Mountain Time, we'll end the broadcast and we'll be offline for about 30 to 40 minutes until 10:30 local time. It takes that long for us to switch over and move the live stream to another room. So for that 30 to 40 minutes, we'll be offline. We're going to have a message up that'll indicate like a hashtag to tweet when it comes back on and what time we'll be back on. So 9 a.m. is the start.
Would that be a good time for them to do the Tour of Heroes?
Yeah, that would be a perfect time for them to do the Tour of Heroes. You got a minimum of 30 minutes, probably 40 minutes to do the Tour of Heroes. So that's a good time. At least get people started on it, and then they can kind of work on it throughout the day.
Okay, cool.
So that means that 9 a.m. Mountain Time, we're starting with, on Thursday, there's going to be a keynote for 45 minutes and then about a 45-minute break, and then the whole Faraday live stream?
Right.
Yeah. Every day starting at 9 a.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah.
But specifically Faraday as well, yeah. Yup. All right, Matsumi, any other questions?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
Did you talk about Alyssa Nicole's talk?
I did not. Go ahead.
Well, we're still trying to work it out, which is, but it's okay to let you guys know. We're trying to figure out a way to get Alyssa. So Alyssa Nicole is our backup speaker, right? We always try to bring a backup speaker in case the speaker gets sick, doesn't show up for a visa issue or whatever. So we've got a backup speaker. We want to make sure that her talk is given and hopefully gets recorded and then potentially gets broadcast on the live stream. So we've got to figure out some technical things in order to get it recorded and put on the live stream. We also don't have a spot for it on the live stream, so we're trying to figure out where we would fit it in. We might stick it on at the end of the day. We might just put it up on YouTube and earlier on in the day, and then anybody who's watching extended could then just queue up that YouTube video, and we can let people know at the end of the day, hey, here's another talk that won't be broadcast tomorrow. You can watch now. So we're trying to figure that out. But there's one more talk. It's like a typical 20-minute talk, and we're not 100% sure where that will fit in right at this exact second on Fair Day.
And so, Joe, just to kind of let you know, I've tried to tell them like my point of view of what's going on Faraday, the bots, the food, the fun rooms, the talks, the Tour of Heroes. You want to go ahead and like kind of if there's anything I missed that you noticed or.
Did you cover the Angular team and the live tweeting?
I told everyone that the Angular team will be on the live broadcast, and their interviews will last longer than the speakers' interviews. The speakers' interviews will be 3 minutes, and they'll be pretty quick. But the Angular team interviews will be much longer, probably 20 minutes, and there will be 3 or 4 of them at each interview. And so you in the live stream, this whole thing is specifically for you. So we really want you and hope you and your attendees can tweet in some good questions. And on the interview, Dave Smith will be like, use this hashtag. I'm not sure what the exact hashtag is, but you'll just use the certain hashtag, and then you'll show up on our radar, and we'll have people there getting them to the Angular team to answer. So I did explain that, but that's more detail than I used the first time.
Okay. Yeah, we anticipate that will be one of the highlights of the live stream, and one of the most interactive opportunities for the extended events will be to ask questions over Twitter. We'll have one of the Angular Google developer experts. They'll be there to look through the tweets, look through the questions, and then pass questions on to the interviewers to ask the Angular team. So that way we can filter out any nonsense questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll also be able to live tweet questions to the right at the 10:30 mark when they do the when our two MCs or casters anchors get on. We'll be able to live tweet questions. You'll be able to live tweet questions to them as well. They'll be talking about the keynotes and any announcements and stuff for a few minutes, and so that'll also be another time to ask questions. I should double check here. I think there might be one or two other times for Twitter. No, I think that's it. It's just when the Angular team's on. The Angular team's on like 5 times, 6 times during the day. So there's a lot of opportunity throughout the day for you guys to interact and have your people send off questions.
Okay, who's got a question? If you got a question and you're just chilling, maybe someone else might want in on the hangout. So if you don't have any more questions, it would be cool probably for the rest to, if you jumped off and let them jump in, and just watch the rest on the live stream, on the hangout, on air. Just maybe give some other people a chance if you're done asking questions. But we want to make sure everyone gets a chance. Paul, you haven't asked any questions, so we're going to make you ask a question now, bro.
Hey, I guess the Tour of Heroes things you said, like people can submit their work at the conference. Can people in an extended conference send stuff in too?
So at the event, it's just going to be kind of like on your honor. Hey, did you do it? Yeah, okay, cool. We're going to give out prizes every once in a while to people who did it. So they're not really submitting it like in a formal Git sense of the word submitting.
Okay.
It's more just like, hey, did you do it? Because we wanted you to do it. So just be honest with us. Did you do it? And they'll say yes, and then we'll do a drawing every once in a while for a prize for the Tour of Heroes.
Cool. All right.
That makes sense. So unfortunately, yeah, the answer is no, and it kind of has to be no because if I was gonna give prizes out, I got to figure out how to send sometimes a $20 prize to the other side of the planet, which means I'm going to spend $100 in shipping to get $20 worth of stuff over there. So, yeah, we're not going to send prizes around the globe, but
what the extended events could do is if you have something little to use as a prize.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was like a web form or anything for submission. That's all.
Right.
no,
But if you have a nice extended event that you have a little bit of money to spend on prizes, you could do prizes for your people that participate in the Tour of Heroes and just ask people who did it, and then give them have a drawing for some $10 Amazon gift card or something.
Okay.
Something little that would certainly be. That's a great way to make an extended event a lot more interesting and fun for the peoples. Even the cheapy little prizes that nobody cares about, that don't hardly cost anything, are still the idea of winning makes people happy.
yeah.
Cool. And is that like where is that on the site? The Tour of Heroes, like the I guess the stuff that you have to do for that. I'm just looking for it. Is that like on the schedule or?
The Tour of Heroes, it should be in the repo somewhere.
Okay.
But it's easiest to just get it off of Angular.io, right? They do their whole walkthrough.
Okay.
It's easiest to do it there. Just go to Angular.io and walk through the tutorial, and it'll walk you through. It's pretty obvious where it's at. Super simple and great directions.
So, is it in the docs or getting started? Is it the getting started?
You start with the getting started, and then the Tour of Heroes has its own section off to the left with all the steps linked. And so if you go to step 1, it actually tells you first go back and do the getting started, and then come back here.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's kind of the first. That's kind of it. So if you guys want to email your attendees to have them clone it the night before, that's how you could do that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to get people to like do a little coding if they want to.
Yeah, and like Joe just said, we have time in the morning, so it seems like a good time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know, if for some prize ideas as well, if you don't have much of a budget, I'm pretty sure if you contacted Pluralsight, and you could contact me, and I could hook you up with the right person. They'd probably like help you give out like either at least a free month or two to Pluralsight, if maybe even a free year to give away. They're pretty good about doing that sort of thing.
That's actually a good point. Let's throw a couple of those out there.
Yeah.
I feel confident that Egghead.io, if you hit them up and said, I'm doing an ng-conf extended, can I have a couple free years? They'd give them to you. I feel confident that if you tweeted the WebStorm handle on Twitter and asked them the same question, I feel confident that they'd probably give you one or two, because WebStorm's huge into Angular, and they, from what I can tell, love to help out the community. So, and again, like Joe said, Pluralsight I think would be another great resource to probably email and see about getting some help from. That way you guys can get some free prizes to hand out, you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. GitHub might give you some like 6-month gold memberships for free.
Firebase.
Firebase probably will give you something too. You might want to call Firebase or reach out to the Firebase team.
So how late is this streaming going to? Is it going to be like all day or?
On fair day, it goes until 6 p.m. local time, so that's 9 total hours.
Okay.
And then there's a break of like 2 hours, and then we'll be streaming the StarCraft games. So if people happen to be around and you want to turn that back on, you can watch StarCraft.
Oh, but you have to be a nerd too.
Yeah, you totally got to be a nerd.
If you're normal, you probably don't want to stick around for the last part.
Normal people need not apply.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that should be actually really funny, even for people that may not necessarily be into StarCraft, because we have this professional caster, esports caster, who's going to come and just make fun of the contestants playing StarCraft. That's really what's happening. So if you're into Schadenfreude, you'll really enjoy it.
And when's that robot battle?
So the robot battle, it's all day long. It's a double elimination tournament, and it'll be
like
covered
30 fights.
Yeah, it's like 30 fights total to get to the final fight. And we'll have the bracket available online. We'll have links so everyone can kind of see the current standings. And the live stream will definitely have the bracket on it. You guys will see it multiple times. And then you'll see I'll be down there by the pit kind of emceeing the fights as they go and, you know, cheering for Moo Tools and Electron to see if we can't will them to win or something. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cheer for Prototype. So.
All right. Do we have a Prototype bot?
I think we have Scriptaculous, which is the closest. Because the problem with Prototype is that many people who haven't been around very long would not understand that it's not prototypes as in JavaScript prototypes, that it's actually a library. That was our concern with having a prototype bot, so we went with the Scriptaculous bot instead, which is, you know, it's a close brother, half brothers, right? So you can cheer for the Scriptaculous bot.
All right.
Yeah. What else?
So just say to all of you, Joe and Aaron and all the ng-conf organizers for make it possible to make this extended version, okay? Because I feel like finally for me, I'm not so worried about what you finally are doing, because the most important thing is that we are really connecting with all the people. So for me, it's the main thing. So I just would like to say, like, thanks so much for doing it. Don't worry so much if it goes well, or, you know, I know shit happens and everything, you know. But thanks so much for making it, because finally what will happen is, for example, here in Barcelona, the cinema version, and it just to bring the people, you know, and have fun and have altogether like a good experience of a community. So for me, it's the main goal, you know. So, well, it was just that thing. Okay, so nothing else.
You were so welcome. So welcome. We're more than happy. We're grateful that we had this opportunity, that the finances allowed for us to do something like this. You know, obviously it's not a cheap thing, and the hard costs are nothing compared to the cost and effort. But we're really excited, and I don't know if you caught myself and Aaron on Angular Air just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, he asked about what thing we would want people to come away from ng-conf with, and our answer was it was the Angular community is awesome, right? And so
Yeah, I
we
mean,
definitely believe in that.
I don't know, but I feel like Angular community is like the only one right now that it's really trying to figure out how connecting each other, and doing all together things, instead of saying, oh, you are doing an event. I see a lot of synergies and collaborations inside the Angular community, there are different companies, and I think that it's awesome what is happening here. So yeah, so it's a big effort, and I want just to say thanks so much, because I know that you are organizing the ng-conf. It should be a lot of stress, but also thinking about how to make happy the people that are not in the conf, but they get bored. So yeah.
And some anecdotal story. Thank you, by the way, Dave. Some anecdotal story about this is last year, it just was kind of an idea I had where I was like, dude, what if we did extended? And we were almost done planning.
Right.
I was almost done with all the work. Like, I was almost able to just start chilling out again. And then I threw that out there, and it got crazy. Like, extended was a lot of learning and figuring out WTF. But we figured it out, and it was a lot of fun. I think it added some value this year. When we picked Fair Day, we didn't think about the live stream. And so we came kind of back around, and we were like, what are we going to do for the live stream during Fair Day? And we started kind of meh, which was, I think, just stream some of the talks.
Right.
So, and then we could have just done that and been like done with all the hard work, right? But we decided, and Joe, I think, was the guy that really pushed us to this. He decided to go big and make it super valuable for everyone on the live stream. So,
well, it's kind of our default way to do things anyway, Aaron, right? We try not to do anything small time.
Yeah. And we had, I mean, because the sponsors are so amazing, we were like, dude, we have money to hire these camera people to make this a thing. So it was pretty much the default way, like Joe's saying. So yeah, we love you guys too. We wish that we could meet you, and we'll try and open up early round of tickets for the organizers next year. I think that'd be a fair gesture for you guys, like helping evangelize Angular to your different parts of the globe. So yeah, we'll try and make that a thing. Anyone else? I'm not seeing anything on here, and I'm not seeing anyone on the event on Google+. Like, any questions?
You okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So for the streaming, what streaming service are you going to be using? I just have to make sure that it's going to clear our company's firewall.
Joe, I'm pretty sure it's YouTube. Yeah, it's YouTube.
YouTube? All right.
So hopefully with a company, of course some companies potentially block YouTube, but hopefully we don't have any problems with people having. I know that in Germany they have problems with the live streams on YouTube. You can watch YouTube, but you can't live stream it. So, and with the day 1 and day 3, the session days, the videos tend to show up. The recordings, the actual talks, tend to show up at the most within an hour. We only have like a guarantee for like a 24-hour turnaround, but generally they show up anywhere from a few minutes to an hour after they're done. The Fair Day is going to be, we don't know how long it's going to take us to get all those videos up and online, but I would assume it could be a week.
The keynote, though, should be up pretty quick, right?
Yeah, the keynote should be up pretty quick.
Yeah. So, Dave, where you're starting Fair Day late, I'm not sure how you're going to work that. You may want to watch the keynote and then just turn the live stream on and pick us up in the middle of Fair Day. I'm not sure what you'll want to do.
Yeah, the main idea was it will be at 7 o'clock here, so it will be just watch the keynote, and just later it will be not at the same real time then, So later it will be just connect with your feed. So it will be your streaming. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, if I will know it, really, I will switch the days, because right now we had a lot of people, like 120 for the 4th of May, but it's at the University of Barcelona. But the 5th of day that I see right now, that it's the more awesome day, we have on the cinema, and yeah, I would like to make it more soon, but the problem is that people works, so it's, I don't know, that's why I prefer to make it more late, and just having fun, and yeah, so it will be 2 hours more late.
Okay.
Something like that.
Cool. Laura, do you have any more questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Dave or Paul?
Actually, I gotta jump off, but I'll catch you guys later.
Cool, man. Thanks. See ya. Dave, you good?
Yeah, everything okay. See you soon.
Yeah. Thanks. We really appreciate your help. We'll talk to you guys. Expect some emails on Monday.
Perfect.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
We
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you guys too. Thanks. We jump on a private hangout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.